On our life's journey, as we seek purpose and connection, we are called to place our faith and trust in something greater than our own understanding. We are called by someone who already loves us and offers himself to us, Jesus Christ. His body, given daily, his blood poured out for us. We never journey alone in life. Through the Eucharist, we encounter his real presence and others who share our faith. Together, we become one with him in his very flesh. And when we bring his presence out into the world, we can be light for others. This is the gospel call: to make disciples of all nations, laying down our lives for others. The time is now to unite our hearts with his for the life of the world.
Coming up on this edition of Reel to Reel.
We're at the Big E for a whole day of fun and top 5 things that I love about the Big E.
Each year, pilgrims make their way through Western Massachusetts on their way to the Divine Mercy Shrine in the Berkshires. I'm Nick Morganelli, and I'll take you on their journey.
And singer-songwriter Mary Verdi and the Flight Band launch a concert tour featuring interactive praise and worship music. These stories are coming your way next on Reel to Reel from the Big E in West Springfield. Hello and welcome to Reel, coming to you today from the Big E in West Springfield, where thousands of fairgoers are enjoying the largest fair and agricultural event on the eastern seaboard. The grounds here are filled with competitions, shows, exhibits, just so much that you could spend all 17 days here and not see it all. But first, the Office of Latino Ministry is once again hosting the Hispanic Pastoral Institute's program at Our Lady of the Elms College in Chicopee. The Monday evening classes prepare lay people to become certified as lay pastoral ministers. And as Carolee McGrath reports, Latino ministry in the diocese and across the country has become a catalyst for the entire church, pointing people back to Christ.
Each year on Good Friday, hundreds pack the streets of Springfield for the Way of the Cross, led by the parishes of Blessed Sacrament and All Souls of Springfield. The portrayal of Christ's Passion is in part a cultural tradition of Latino Catholics, but more importantly, it's a powerful and unapologetic witness of their Catholic faith.
Catholicism in the United States of America is being renewed by the Hispanic presence.
Dr. Hofsman Ospino, an associate professor of theology and religious education at Boston College, was the keynote speaker for Our Lady of the Elms College Sister Mary Dooley Fall Lecture. His talk also kicked off the Springfield Diocese Office of Latino Ministries Hispanic Pastoral Institute. Dr. Ospino spoke about the importance of Hispanic spirituality and how Latino Catholics are leading others to Christ.
But we can pretty much say that there are at least 3 streams of spiritual life in the Hispanic community. One, we know that many Hispanics still go to Mass and receive the sacraments, the traditional liturgical life that fills the lives of many Catholics throughout the world.
Ospino says the second stream of spirituality is popular Catholicism, which includes traditions such as the Way of the Cross.
The third stream is the rise of the ecclesial movements like Cursillo, Charismatic Renewal, Neo-Catechumenal Way, and several others that are engines of spiritual life for the Hispanic community and for the entire church.
The Hispanic Pastoral Institute is a 7-week series which trains lay people to be leaders in the church. The institute is held each fall at Elms College.
So really important both for the college to be of service to the Diocese of Springfield, but also to really extend a warm, open welcome to our Hispanic lay minister brothers and sisters, welcoming them to Elms College. And certainly the opportunity to welcome Bishop Byrne to the college is also icing on the cake.
Deacon Pedro Rivera is the director of Latino ministry for the Diocese of Springfield.
The series has been running for about 14 years, and it's a series where we're preparing lay people to get certified as lay pastoral ministers.
Deacon Pedro says during the course, people will also learn about the many Latino ministries in the diocese, including El Camino and Encuentro, or Youth Encounter.
And then we're going to close with a fellowship. Before the fellowship, I'm going to do a little summary of what we learned throughout the 7 weeks. And then we're going to have Mass, which is going to be blessed with the bishop. And we have a fellowship. We have a potluck, where we have a lot of food from different countries of Latin America. It's going to be fun.
Latino Catholics represent a growing demographic in the Diocese of Springfield. And whether it's pro-life ministry, youth ministry, Eucharistic adoration, or processions, Latino Catholics through these ministries are showing people what it means to live out the gospel with great joy.
Estoy muy feliz de estar aquí con ustedes.
The Latino community here in the Diocese of Springfield is one of our most vibrant and growing communities. These are a people of missionary disciples. So the whole course of study of strengthening and building leaders is crucial to their growth and also to their enlivening the rest of the body of Christ here. The exciting part of that when one part of the body succeeds, the whole body does. And I see this as a way of enriching and enlivening our whole diocese.
And soon, a new class of pastoral ministers will continue that missionary work, bringing the light of Christ into the world. Reporting for Reel to Reel in Chicopee, I'm Carolee McGrath.
Well, one thing you certainly get a lot of here at the Big E is a healthy dose of walking, which is also something some clergy and students from St. John's Seminary have achieved as they made a pilgrimage across the state from eastern Massachusetts to the Divine Mercy Shrine in Stockbridge, often with others joining them for part of this journey. This year, they kept on going into central New York State. Nick Morganelli caught up with them in Westfield and has more on this yearly faith-filled trek.
This past summer, especially July, was hot for outdoor activities. Even so, God moves hearts to walk.
21 miles was the furthest that we went, and that was actually the first day that we started. So Father Michael got us going quickly.
So the first week we're going to the Divine Mercy Shrine in Stockbridge. And then the second week, we're continuing on to the North American Martyrs in Orisville, New York.
For Father Zimmerman and two St. John's seminarians, it was a 200-mile, 16-day journey. We caught up with them at their stop in Westfield. Here at Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament, the pilgrims were greeted for dinner and offered support and encouragement from the Catholic community, which is essential during their journey.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Nice to meet you, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm Kyle.
I'm Maddie.
Maddie, nice to meet you.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, we thank you for every blessing that you give us.
They fueled their bodies with a feast prepared by parishioners, and as they broke bread with others, they shared their faith journeys. One question we wanted answered was, what goes into completing a pilgrimage?
There is a good amount of logistics that go into planning for it, making sure they're able to host us when we come to visit, and just figuring out roads that are safe to walk on. The the vests people don't really slow down, but if you wave this, it's pretty aggressive, and people actually get out of the way for you.
Supplies are stored in a car, and volunteers transported from one parish to the next.
Fried nuts, jerky, protein bars, chocolates, stuff that we can just throw in our bags.
I just said, Father, I'm going to take my water on my back, and that is, I don't want any more weight other than that.
The heat was a challenge, but others are blatantly obvious as well.
Yeah. What's the biggest challenge? The biggest challenge is walking. You're walking, probably average 16, 17 miles a day. So sometimes the challenge is just putting one foot in front of the other.
There are many reasons to pilgrimage. Kyle told us one of his.
as a way of preparing myself really to go to seminary. This is something to help me get back into that mold of daily prayer, hourly prayer really.
The sacrifices Kyle and Paolo are making will no doubt help them prepare physically, mentally, and spiritually.
When I'm walking, I can have an experience, it always makes me remind of the homeless and the refugees and pilgrims, immigrants, and we pray for our families, vocations, for our diocese, and for the United States and for peace in the world. And so it's a very prayerful experience, and all the way we are there, encountering Jesus.
And the prayer is sometimes a song as well.
Your grace is enough for me.
Sharing piety through perspiration in Westfield, for Real to Real, I'm Nick Morganelli.
Wow, I thought we were doing a lot of walking here at the Big E. They've got us beat for sure. Well, there's still much more ahead on Real to Real. Singer-songwriter Mary Verdi and the Flight Band launch a new interactive praise and worship concert tour. And you'll want to stick around as Carolee McGrath tours the Big E with Bishop William Byrne, visiting a few of his fair favorites. These stories and more from the Big E in West Springfield are still ahead on this edition of Real to Real.
As the U.S. Catholic Church prepares to celebrate Respect Life Month in October, the cover story in the fall issue of the Catholic Mirror features interviews with families who are raising children with Down syndrome. While couples who receive a prenatal diagnosis of Down syndrome are routinely advised to consider abortion, these local Catholics speak about the special blessings and boundless love these children have brought into their lives. In local news, 29 Sisters of St. Joseph celebrate special anniversaries of religious life. 3 local students receive the Maurice A. Donahue Memorial Scholarship. And 2 local longtime Catholic school educators are recognized as they retire. A special news feature recognizes Holyoke's Sisters of Providence as they mark 150 years of service in the Springfield Diocese, and the legacy of hope and healing that will endure in Western Massachusetts. In a guest commentary, Diocesan Vicar General and local pastor Father Piotr Salik shares a beautiful reflection on the first 10 years of his priesthood. And in a first for the Mirror, a total of 6 people nominated Munson parishioner Kathy Ritz as the September Parish Angel. In his column, Bishop Byrne shares advice for finding the hope that only Jesus can give. So perhaps this time of paying special attention to life issues will inspire us to renew our respect for all God-given life, in the womb and in the world we share as we walk with Jesus on the journey to the home of his Father. At the editor's desk, I'm Rebecca Drake.
On our life's journey, as we seek purpose and connection, we are called to place our faith and trust in something greater than our own understanding. We are called by someone who already loves us and offers himself to us, Jesus Christ. His body, given daily, his blood poured out for us. We never journey alone in life. Through the Eucharist, we encounter his real presence and others who share our faith. Together, we become one with him in his very flesh. And when we bring his presence out into the world, we can be light for others. This is the gospel call: to make disciples of all nations, laying down our lives for others. The time is now to unite our hearts with His for the life of the world.
Two exceptional new films about two very special saints, Mother Teresa and Saint Michael the Archangel. Let's take a look at this week's Real Culture. Who was Saint Michael the Archangel? What was his role in the life of the church history today? Do we need angels? These are some of the questions that will be answered and bring inspiration to audiences of all ages. In this new film, we see evidence of his great power, his love for God, and his quest for the meaning of life. It features many testimonies of faith by people who were lost until they turned their soul to Saint Michael, along with historical, religious context.
Saint Michael is the breath of the Holy Spirit who will defeat the Antichrist and all evil spirits.
Mother Teresa, No Greater Love is a film filled with hope, love, and heart. She has always been a favorite of mine because of her kindness and love for all, and this film shows us her work with the suffering and those in deep poverty, as well as her own personal trying times. Now, the film is produced by the Knights of Columbus and features commentary from friends of the saint and also prominent Catholics like Patrick Kelly, the Supreme Knight of the Knights of Columbus, and Bishop Robert Barron, founder of Word on Fire. In these turbulent times, we see authentic Christian charity still exists. What better example than Mother Teresa?
When she smiled with the lines in her face, it was almost like an exclamation mark of joy.
For Mother Teresa, there were no expendable people. Everyone has dignity and worth.
I'm Mark Giza for Real Culture. Have a wonderful weekend.
You are watching Reel to Reel, your window on the world around you. Here again is your Reel to Reel host, Sharon Rulier.
Singer-songwriter Mary Verdi says music is like ice cream. We all have a favorite. Mine is Grasshopper Oreo, and Verdi likes mint chocolate chip. The music director at Sacred Heart Parish in Pittsfield says church music is the same way. Some members of the congregation may prefer traditional hymns, while others enjoy contemporary. And it's the music director's responsibility to try to make sure that all types are offered. In her latest effort to create harmony and engage people in the pew, Verdi has launched a new tour along with a CD. I met up with her in her Dalton home in late August to hear all about her plans now that are taking flight.
Your grace is enough. Your grace is enough.
Mary Verdi and the Flight Band could soon be landing at a church near you. With harmonizing vocals, wind and string instruments, and just a lot of love and faith to share, this group is ready to lead its audiences in musical prayer.
We decided to name the tour the Flight Tour, kind of a reference on the fact that God's light is inside of all of us. And it's time now for us to shine as brightly as we can. And so I took the word flight and capitalized light.
Verdi, along with musicians Melissa Brinton and Eileen Markland, bring a 75-minute interactive praise and worship concert filled with contemporary Christian songs. In late August, the group performed during a parish picnic at St. Mary's in Lee.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine.
I'm very excited. I really love working with Mary and Eileen. They're both very loving, supportive people, and I love these songs are just beautiful, and we have such beautiful harmonies.
It is such an honor for me to not only get to
play and sing with Mary, but also Melissa, and that the three of us can put the harmonies together the way that we do. And the music itself, most of it written by Mary, is just spiritually uplifting.
Verdi said she was inspired to launch the tour after learning about the findings of the recent diocesan-wide synod.
Several people consistently kept saying, give us more contemporary Christian music. And that happens to be at the center of my heart.
She said the concerts are interactive, the songs are catchy and easy to sing along with, and there's just something magical that happens when people's voices come together.
If there's any time right now, we all need so much light and love in our life. And I think it's kind of like we need to remind ourselves that everything's okay because God's in charge.
Paired with the interactive concerts, Verdi is releasing a new CD next month featuring 12 songs with 5 original that she wrote, including I Am Here, composed at her grandmother's piano that she recently had restored.
I am here. Every word of truth you speak. I am here.
Verdi says her songwriting has been influenced by her parents, Bill and Bunky Handley.
My father was a symphony conductor, and my mother was a nurse. My mother loved country music. My dad despised country music, and he loved classical. And I think my songwriting is a blend of both of those loves.
Prayer-based, positive, and uplifting, Mary Verdi and the Flight Band will be touring churches in the Diocese of Springfield this fall and throughout 2023, offering joy and hope through song.
I think we all kind of forget this, we kind of go to Mass and we feel that God's there. And then we go home and we get in our job and we forget that He's constantly with us.
That's her favorite song right there.
Mary Verdi and Flight will perform next at St. Rose de Lima Church in Chicopee on October 14th at 7 p.m. For more information on Mary Verdi and dates of upcoming performances, head over to iobserve.org. And finally today, there's nothing like a day at the fair. Bishop Byrne was here twice this week and has his top 5 favorites. Carolee McGrath went along with him and has more.
Hey everyone, it's Carolee along with Bishop Byrne. We are here at the Big E, and you're going to show me some of the things that you love about this.
I'm going to show you my top 5 favorite things at the Big E.
And then some.
And then a few other treats. So let's head on out.
Okay.
All right?
Bishop Byrne celebrated Mass opening weekend and was excited to see all of the attractions, the food, the games, shopping, the rides, and live music. He also visited the Mass Citizens for Life booth at the Better Living Center, which was getting a great reception. Then it was time for me to hand over my reporting duties. So let's check in first, though, with Gene Cassidy.
Le Grand Fromage, as I call him, the big cheese
I'm
here.
happy to see
the
you.
President
God bless.
CEO.
Carolee, thank you so much for coming. You guys brought beautiful sunshine.
We put in some prayers.
Oh,
we put in some
and
prayers.
it worked. Let's jump inside and we'll take a look at the fairgrounds from another level.
Excellent. So do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the fair?
I'd enjoy it.
So, it's not called Big E for nothing. Give me the numbers.
Yeah, so hopefully, knock on wood, the past few years we've been entertaining about 1,600,000 people in 17 days. So on a busy Saturday when we have 175,000 people here, this little spit of land in West Springfield becomes the 3rd biggest city in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So that's why it's called big, and it is big. The Eastern States was founded in 1916 by really important industrialists from Greater Springfield, and the mission of the organization was to promote our agriculture and industry of this region in New England, the Eastern States really. So the impact that we have on our immediate city is really quite magnificent. It's measured at nearly $750 million.
Wow. Thank you, Gene.
Thank you, Excellency.
And thanks for all you do here in the fair, and I look forward to my travels around today.
I'm happy you're here.
God bless.
Okay, Bishop, you had a great conversation with Gene Cassidy, and now we're on to the 5 things that you love about the Big E.
So we'll start with number 5, Farmerama. I love it. It shows that this is an agricultural fair also, not just rides and things, but the showcases the hard work of farmers and beekeepers and animal keepers. And as God's creation, it shows forth. Like this beautiful, magnificent horse commander here, a Clydesdale from Scotland.
Yes, he's beautiful. He's 2,300 pounds, so that means we can go out
Makes
and
me
eat
feel a little bit better about a fried Oreo. So now let's head on to number 4.
All right, Bishop, tell us where we are now.
We are at number 4. My 4th favorite place is Stourton Village here, right near the State Houses. Here is a glimpse into our own history here in the Commonwealth, with these historical buildings, including this beautiful chapel, where Mass is said all throughout the fair. So incredible, this historic place.
It's a great place. Actually, I've come on a few field trips here, and they help the kids learn how to make applesauce. So it's pretty awesome to be here.
Who doesn't love applesauce? But the history to come and learn about our history and crafts as they were done 200 years ago is amazing. It's alive right here.
Okay, here we are, Bishop, celebrating a little bit of your heritage, your
Yes,
Irish heritage.
my Irish heritage. We're at number 3. My 3rd favorite place here is the Dingle Peninsula Showcase, where there's crafts and food and drink and music, all celebrating Ireland, and incredible, beautiful things to buy also.
And such a strong connection to Western Massachusetts
Yes,
as well.
it's the sister city of West Springfield, so it's family.
Okay, Bishop, we're working our way on the list. Number 2, we're going
Number
to see
2 favorite things. The
fan favorite
Massachusetts
is Jimmy.
and Jimmy. I'm here with a great friend of mine, Jimmy Stefanik, who's a beekeeper, Hannibal County beekeeper, and thanks for visiting with us.
Yes, and thanks for being here, because he's going to bless the food. He's going to bless all this honey here. And if the people come over here and buy this...
They get holy honey. Holy honey. And Hood, how long have you been a beekeeper?
25 years or better.
25 years or better. And when you come here, you got to pick up your honey, but you also got to pick up one of these delicious honey candy.
The middle of it is honey.
Oh, number 2.
Yeah, and if the bishop sends you, I'll give you 1 piece for nothing.
Hear that? There's a deal in it.
Okay, Bishop, we've had a great day, but finally we're at number 1.
Number 1 is the Big E Cream Puff. As much as I love chatting with you, I'd rather eat one of those. Let's go get one.
I don't blame you. Thank you so much for joining us today from the Big E with Bishop Byrne. I'm Carolee McGrath. Have a great night.
God bless.
So nice to see my dad as one of the Bishop's favorites. Well, actually, he's everybody's favorite. And if you haven't gotten a chance to come to the fair, there's still 1 more week to go. And for this week, that's Reel to Reel. Thanks so much for watching. You can also get all the latest news on the Catholic Church in Western Massachusetts and beyond. Head over to iobserve.org where we have it all for you. And we're on Facebook also at Catholic Communications. I'll see you right back here next week at this same time for Reel to Reel, your window on the world around you. See you then.
Reel to Reel is a production of the Catholic Communications Corporation, funded in part by the annual Catholic Appeal, and the support of you, our faithful viewers.